Hey everybody, welcome back to Ryan Makes Sense, where we talk personal finance, investing, and chart analysis. Today we are looking at ticker symbol EBF. This is Ennis Inc. They are in the business of equipment and supplies. We're going to go ahead and take a look at what hedge funds and institutions are doing. We'll run my proprietary calculation to see what the projected stock price could be, and we'll also look at the balance sheet. Let's go ahead and jump on in. So they do have earnings today. Looking at this chart, I do see we have a gap at $22, which is about a 10% um, move from current levels. We're going to look at the bigger picture because that is what we do. Looks like this one has been really, really solid. I do have a 365-day SMA, this light blue line here. It looks like it's tapped this a couple times, and if you would have bought it when it tapped it, you would be sitting pretty. Looking at the range of moves, I mean, going back to 2012, this was $12. Going to 2024, it's $20. I'm guessing this is a decently paying dividend stock. I'm just guessing. Before we get a little further, let's take a look at the technicals to see if this stock is on the side of the bulls or the bears. Money flow, I mean, this stands out the most. This is going up. Relative momentum actually looks like it could be reversing here, giving it a couple weeks for a potential turn to the upside. Our relative momentum indicator is trending at a 51 right now. I am recording this video in the past, so potentially this one could uh, really gain some type of momentum. And the RSI is a 51, which I do give this to the bulls. It looks like we're really just around this midline, which is pretty comforting. It's not that it doesn't appear that volatile, which is really good. So, um, it is a nice paying dividend stock. I knew it. 4.79%. Nice. This looks like a stock that would be really good in a income portfolio where you're getting paid every quarter or whatever. I don't know if this pays every month or every quarter, but owning this one would be nice because it's not as volatile. You don't have to worry about losing all your money, et cetera, et cetera. Looking at our sales, I mean, looks like we kind of hit a plateau here. 438 was the highest in 2020, and it really hasn't recovered. Shares outstanding, pretty flat. Earnings per share, again, overall, pretty flat. Um, I mean, nothing really negative here on the EPS, sales, and shares outstanding. Looking at other items, the PE, this is cheap to own. It's 12. 15 is the sweet spot for price earnings. Quick ratio is a 4.7. Anything over a 1 is great. And if you have less than a 1, it's a little scary depending on what company is. Debt almost non-existent. Sales over the past 5 years positive. EPS over the past 5 years positive. Gross margins 29%. That is beautiful. They're profitable. Shares outstanding, very, very low float. And target analysts have this target as $26. I mean, this is a really, really nice stock. Looking at the bull in the bear case, if the stock has good earnings or bad earnings, obviously, if they have good earnings, we're going to go to this gap here because the gap is going to act as a magnet. And this is a perfect example of what I mean acting as a magnet. You can see right here, there was a gap on this day, April 9th. It opened at $20. Then the next day, this stock opened at $19. There's a little gap here. And you can see the stock came back up and filled this gap. So it kind of acts as a magnet. So $22.63 on the upside if earnings are positive. And I'm just going to note this down here because I like to know this. EBF upside is 22.63. To the downside, gosh, we have really good support right there. I'd say 1976 and then 19. 1976 and 19. And if you're asking why did I come up with those crazy numbers, well, let's take a peek right here. Boom. We can see this support line has been proven once, twice, three, four, five, six, seven, 8, 9, 10 times. It's pretty good support. And then we also have this down here, which was recently created. And we can put this right there. So those are my targets for the bull and the bear case. Let's go ahead and run my calculation. All right, so they do 420,110,000 in sales. They do 42,600,000 in income. Good for them. Market cap is not over $1 billion, so we're not including this or including that. Going down here, they should have decent cash. Let's see. Balance sheet. Just confirming their US dollar. They are. Oh, nice. The CFO purchased them at $20. $14,000 worth. Cool. Okay. They have 110 million in cash. 110,920,000. Good for them. Total debt. I don't think they had much. 5 million in debt. Nothing at all, really. 5,160,000. Okay. Total assets 405 million. Total liabilities 55 million. Assets dwarf liabilities about 8 times, which is insane. Finding companies that are like that are far and few between if you've watched my videos. So good on them. And it looks like their total liabilities are going down and their assets are going up. Again, that's another bonus. Very decent stock here. Very decent. I'm going to load institutional ownership while we continue. So we'll see what institutions and hedge funds are doing in a moment. So we're going to divide this by 24,620,000. And just a heads up, this calculation works very well with micro, small, mid, large caps that don't have dividends. Companies with dividends, this usually shoots way to the upside. I think if I tweaked my calculation to account for dividends, it could help. However, given where I'm at in my investing journey, I don't have an appetite much to create a modification to this calculation, but we do get a stock price of $23, but they are giving away 5% of their free cash flow. So, I mean, this is me just kind of off the fly. So 2308 minus 1.15. So 2193 potentially as a stock price. My calculation was said, what again? 2308. Analyst targets are 26. So, I mean, we're all pretty close. We're all a happy family. So anyway, institutions, old data shows they own 76%. This shows they own 94%. Ooh, very nice. Very nice. I do just want to see. This is the highest level since June of 2022. Very nice. What was the stock price June of 2022? Good question. June of 2022. It was about $20. So right where we're at. Let's see what the big boys and girls are doing. Renaissance Technologies, they are always early to the party. Looks like they sold about 44 million shares. Vanguard added about 56,000 shares. Dimensional Fund added about 20,000 shares. BlackRock added about 60,000 shares. Royce and Associates added about 20,000. Allspring decreased about 100,000 shares. So, whoops. So that's where we're at with EBF. Overall, I really like this one as a very steady income producing stock. I mean, this is something you just park your cash in and let it let it do its thing. I mean, it's trading at the same level as 1992. Gosh, imagine if you added on the major dips and you're just getting 5% every year. Boom, boom, boom. Yep. So anyway, I'm getting going off. Uh, we talked about our upside, our downside on earnings. We've looked at what institutions and hedge funds are doing, and they are adding. That was a mouthful. My projected stock price calculation does show about, it does go to the gap fill, $23. I think the gap fill is at 22.63. Tomato, tomato. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. If you made this far, consider subscribing. Have a blessed day.